This audiobook reveals the ancient truth that money is not something you chase, it's something you attract. You are not meant to grasp at wealth, but to tune yourself to the frequency where it flows naturally to you. Align with this vibration, and money begins to seek you. Money obeys frequency. Introduction. In the hush between your thoughts, a forgotten knowing begins to stir, one whispered through the ages by mystics and sages who lived long before the age of gold and greed. They understood a sacred truth, that money is not a thing, but a current, an invisible river of energy, drawn not by effort, but by resonance. Like responds to like, as the old laws declare, and wealth flows not to hands that reach, but to hearts that vibrate in harmony with its essence. Just as the sea does not chase the moon but rises at its call, abundance answers the silent pull of your inner alignment. You were never meant to grasp or toil for prosperity. You were meant to become magnetic to it, to radiate a frequency so clear, so attuned, that riches find you as surely as water finds its way downhill. This is the hidden art the ancients knew. Your beliefs, your emotions, your inner state form the blueprint of your financial reality. Where there is fear or doubt, the current breaks. Where there is calm certainty, wealth flows as if by divine design. There is no need for struggle, only remembrance. The world may trade in chaos and effort, but the spiritual law of abundance is governed by stillness, clarity, and vibration. Align with it, and the frequency of money becomes not something you pursue, but something you embody. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. Part 1. The Great Awakening to Money's Hidden Nature. Chapter 1. The Merchant's Dream. In the ancient lands of the East, there lived a merchant named Harold who spent his days frantically pursuing wealth, his hands grasping at every opportunity like a drowning man clutches at passing driftwood. Each evening, he would count his meager earnings, his heart heavy with worry about the morrow. One night, exhausted from his ceaseless striving, Harold fell into a deep slumber. In his dream, he found himself standing before a magnificent golden temple that seemed to pulse with its own inner light. As he gazed upon its shimmering walls, a voice emerged from the silence, resonating not through the air but through his very being. Gold, the voice whispered, responds not to the desperate grasp of human hands, but to the sacred frequency of the aligned spirit. Your ceaseless pursuit only pushes away that which you seek. Upon awakening, Harold's understanding had shifted fundamentally. He realized that money was not mere metal or paper, but a living energy that sought harmony with those whose consciousness matched its vibration. His previous beliefs about wealth, that it must be chased, captured, and held tight, dissolved like morning mist before the rising sun. In the days that followed, a remarkable transformation took place. Where once Harold had frantically called out to passing customers, now he stood in quiet certainty behind his merchant stall. His energy shifted from desperate need to calm abundance. To the amazement of fellow merchants, customers began naturally gravitating to his space, drawn by an invisible force they couldn't explain. Just as Harold discovered this timeless truth, you too stand at the threshold of understanding. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create an invisible frequency that either attracts or repels financial flow. When you vibrate in harmony with abundance, money flows to you as naturally as water seeks its own level. The sacred breath of abundance. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably with your spine straight, allowing your body to relax. Place your hands palms up on your thighs, symbolizing your readiness to receive. As you inhale deeply, imagine drawing in the pure golden light of abundance. Feel this light filling every cell of your body with the frequency of wealth. As you exhale, release any traces of financial anxiety or doubt. Continue this breath pattern for 7 cycles. With each breath, your energy field aligns more perfectly with the vibration of money itself. This practice, passed down through generations of wisdom keepers, attunes your being to the natural frequency of abundance. Chapter 2. The Frequency of All Things. In the valleys, where ancient wisdom still whispers through the wind, there lived a woman named Eleanor who possessed a rare gift. She could hear the songs that emanated from all things. The villagers often saw her standing motionless, head tilted slightly, listening to melodies that only she could perceive. "Everything sings," she would tell her young apprentice as they sat beside a crystal-clear stream. "The water, the stones, even the coins in your purse, each carries its own unique frequency." She placed a golden coin in his palm. "Close your eyes and feel its song." The apprentice, skeptical at first, held the coin and waited. Days turned to weeks as he practiced, until one morning his eyes widened with wonder. "I feel it," he exclaimed. "It's like a warm hum in my hand." Eleanor smiled knowingly. "Now you begin to understand. The universe is an endless symphony of vibration. Money, in its essence, is pure energy seeking harmony with those who match its frequency. Your life, your financial reality, mirrors the exact song your consciousness has been singing into the cosmic field." Under Eleanor's guidance, the apprentice learned to tune his inner state like a musical instrument. Where once he had chased after wealth with desperate energy, he now cultivated a vibration of serene abundance. As his frequency shifted, an extraordinary change occurred. Opportunities and resources began flowing toward him effortlessly, drawn by the natural law of resonance. This wisdom echoes across the ages to reach you now. You possess the innate ability to adjust your energetic frequency until it aligns perfectly with abundance's eternal song. Just as a tuning fork vibrates in sympathy with its matching tone, your consciousness can resonate with the frequency of prosperity. The Frequency Attunement Ritual. Place your hands over your heart center, feeling the warmth beneath your palms. Allow your awareness to settle into the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat. Now summon the feeling of genuine gratitude for the air you breathe, the ground beneath your feet, the infinite possibilities that surround you. Let this feeling of gratitude expand outward from your heart, filling your entire body with its warm radiance. Feel it extending beyond your physical form, creating a field of magnetic attraction around you. In this state of alignment, you become a natural conduit for abundance, drawing prosperity toward you as inevitably as a flower turns toward the sun. Maintain this frequency for several minutes, knowing that with each practice, you strengthen your resonance with the vibration of wealth itself. Chapter 3. The Mirror of Worth. In the time before time, there lived a princess named Eleanor, whose kingdom stretched from the misty mountains to the pearl-lined shores. Yet in a single night of flames and thunder, invaders swept through her lands like a dark tide, leaving her with nothing but the clothes on her back and a handful of copper coins. As she wandered the dusty roads in tattered garments, Eleanor noticed how merchants would turn away, how innkeepers would offer only the meanest quarters, how opportunities seemed to shrink before her very presence. In her heart, she carried the weight of her lost kingdom like a curse, believing herself unworthy of anything better than the crumbs of life. Then one evening, as she huddled beneath a gnarled olive tree, an ancient truth stirred within her soul. The poverty that surrounded her was but a perfect reflection of the poverty she held within. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, could only match the frequency of worthiness she emanated into the cosmic field. Money, she realized, operates as a sacred mirror, showing us exactly what we believe ourselves worthy of receiving. It cannot, by the very laws that govern creation, flow to us in greater measure than our sense of deserving allows. The gates of abundance open not to the size of our desires, but to the depth of our self-worth. With this understanding burning in her heart, Eleanor began a daily practice of seeing herself as the divine being she truly was. Each morning, she would find a still pool of water and gaze at her reflection, remembering her inherent nobility not as a former princess, but as a child of the infinite. She would touch the earth and recall that the same force that created mountains and stars flowed through her veins. As her inner knowing transformed, the outer world began to shift in mysterious ways. A traveling merchant offered her partnership in his venture. A wise woman taught her the art of healing, bringing both service and gold. The very people who had turned away now sought her counsel, drawn by the quiet power of one who knows their true worth. The declaration of sacred worth. Stand before a mirror, allowing your eyes to meet your own reflection. Place your right hand over your heart and speak these words with the authority of one who knows their truth. I stand in the presence of my own divinity. I am worthy of all abundance, all prosperity, all good things. As surely as the stars shine and rivers flow, I deserve the full measure of life's blessings. I open myself now to receive the infinite abundance that is my birthright. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. Let each word resonate through your being until you feel the truth of it in every cell. Hold this gaze until you see beyond the surface to the divine light that has always dwelled within you. Chapter 4. Money's Ancient Covenant. Through ages untold, a sacred truth has echoed across time. Money flows not by the laws of commerce alone, but by eternal principles woven into its very essence. When the first metalworkers shaped raw ore into coins, they understood they were creating more than mere currency. They were crafting vessels of energy that would respond to the consciousness of those who held them. You now stand at the threshold of this ancient understanding. Just as water follows the path of least resistance, money moves naturally toward those who recognize and honor its spiritual nature. This truth remains unchanged, though the modern world has forgotten the deeper wisdom of wealth. In a distant land there lived a trader named Franklin, who discovered these principles through an unexpected encounter with an aging mystic. While others in the marketplace haggled and fought over every transaction, Franklin learned to approach each exchange as a sacred dance of energy. He would hold each coin with reverence, seeing beyond its metal surface to the pure potential it contained. When paying for goods, he offered money with gratitude, knowing it would return multiplied. When receiving payment, he accepted with grace, understanding that he was participating in an eternal cycle of abundance. Soon other traders noticed that gold seemed to multiply in Franklin's hands. His storehouse filled even as others struggled. The secret lay not in his business acumen, but in his recognition of money's true nature as crystallized light, energy made manifest through divine alchemy. This wisdom whispers to you now: every financial transaction is an opportunity for sacred exchange. When you purchase bread from the baker, you participate in a holy circulation of energy. When you receive payment for your work, you accept a token of the universe's infinite abundance. And to honor this understanding, create a sacred money altar in your home. Choose a quiet corner where you can commune with the essence of abundance. Place symbols that represent prosperity to you, perhaps a crystal, a golden candle, or a precious coin. Each morning, stand before your altar and offer gratitude for money's presence in your life. Speak words of appreciation for its willingness to flow through your hands in service of your highest good. Let this consecrated space become a bridge between the material and spiritual realms, where you acknowledge the divine nature of wealth and invite its continued presence in your life. Chapter 5: The Healer's Awakening. In a small village among ancient hills, there lived a woman named Mabel, whose hands held the power to ease suffering. Though her healing touch brought relief to many, she lived in a humble cottage with barely enough to sustain herself. Each day she would welcome those in need, accepting whatever modest offerings they could provide, often nothing more than vegetables from their gardens or eggs from their hens. Yet within her heart burned a truth she had yet to recognize. The very gifts that flowed through her were the channels through which abundance sought to reach her. The universe operates through divine reciprocity, ensuring that those who serve with pure intention naturally attract prosperity in equal measure. When you offer your authentic gifts to the world, you align with the cosmic law of exchange. Your talents are not random accidents, but sacred pathways designed for both service and abundance. The universe has planted within you specific abilities that, when expressed fully, create a magnetic field, drawing both opportunities to serve and financial prosperity. One night, as Mabel tended to a wealthy merchant's child, the merchant spoke words that awakened her understanding. "Your gift is precious," he said, "and by undervaluing it, you deny others the opportunity to receive its full blessing through fair exchange." This truth struck her heart like lightning illuminating a darkened sky. In the days that followed, Mabel began honoring both her gift and those she served by establishing clear fees for her healing work. Rather than diminishing her ability to help others, this shift enhanced the power of her healing. Those who came to her now received her full presence, free from the subtle tension of financial worry. Money began flowing to her with natural ease, like a stream finding its true course. Your own gifts, whether they lie in healing, teaching, creating, or any other form of service, contain within them the seeds of prosperity. When you share these gifts while honoring their value, you complete the circuit of universal exchange. The key lies not in pursuing wealth directly, but in allowing it to flow naturally through your authentic service to others. Through the service alignment meditation, you can discover how your unique abilities create pathways for abundance. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Place your hands over your heart and breathe deeply. Ask the universe, "Show me how my gifts can best serve humanity while creating abundant flow in my life." Listen for the gentle whispers of guidance that arise. Feel the energy of your natural talents awakening within you, recognizing them as channels through which both service and prosperity can flow. Let this meditation align your consciousness with the perfect balance of giving and receiving that the universe intends for you. Chapter 6, The Invisible Current. In the ancient marketplace of Alexandria, Chester would often be found sitting quietly, his eyes closed, yet seeing more than those who rushed frantically around him. His gift was not in trading goods, but in perceiving the invisible currents of prosperity that flowed like golden rivers through the bustling streets. Money, as Chester understood, moves not by chance, but through channels of energy that weave through human consciousness. These streams flow with purpose and power, carrying abundance to those who learn to sense their presence. Just as water follows the path of least resistance, financial energy moves along lines of receptivity, gathering in pools where consciousness opens to receive it. Through your own awakening, you begin to recognize these unseen currents that have always surrounded you. Like feeling the warmth of sunlight on your skin, you can develop sensitivity to the flow of prosperity. This awareness reveals why some locations, activities, or decisions naturally attract abundance, while others seem to repel it. Chester once guided a farmer named Thomas, who had toiled for years on barren land. While others saw only dusty fields, Chester perceived powerful streams of prosperity flowing untapped through the property. "Your struggle," Chester explained, "comes not from lack of effort, but from positioning yourself against the natural current." He showed Thomas how to realign his farming activities with these invisible flows, and within one season, abundance began pouring forth from the same soil that had seemed so resistant before. This wisdom applies not only to physical location, but to every aspect of your relationship with money. When you attune yourself to prosperity's natural movements, you stop pushing against its flow and instead allow it to carry you effortlessly toward greater abundance. Like a leaf floating on a river, you move with rather than against these powerful currents. The current sensing exercise reveals these streams of abundance that surround you. Find a peaceful space and settle into stillness. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand beyond physical sight. Imagine golden streams of energy flowing around you like luminous rivers. Don't strain to see them. Simply allow yourself to feel their presence. Notice where these currents feel strongest, where they seem to pool and gather. Let your consciousness drift naturally into these powerful flows. As you practice this ancient technique, you'll develop an intuitive sense for positioning yourself where prosperity moves most freely, transforming your relationship with abundance from one of struggle to one of natural alignment. Chapter 7, The Beggar's Secret. The merchants of the Grand Bazaar watched in bewilderment as Chester sat peacefully by the fountain, his bowl filled with gold coins, while their own shops stood empty. Despite their fine silks and precious gems, wealth seemed to flow past their eager hands and straight to this simple man who owned nothing but the clothes on his back. You now glimpse a truth that has eluded even the wisest of financial minds. Your relationship with money transcends all material circumstances. Chester carried no ledgers, made no investments, yet abundance followed him like a faithful companion. His secret lay not in complex strategies or tireless effort, but in his liberated spirit that remained untouched by desperation's heavy grip. Where others grasped anxiously at every coin, Chester received each offering with the pure joy of a child discovering a seashell on the shore. His eyes sparkled with genuine gratitude, Whether someone dropped a copper penny or a golden crown into his bowl, this simple act of appreciation created an irresistible magnetic field that drew ever greater abundance into his experience. One day, a wealthy spice merchant named Rashid decided to test Chester's peculiar power. He watched as a child offered Chester a single flower, and to his amazement, Chester's face lit up with the same delight he showed upon receiving precious metals. Within moments, a passing nobleman, touched by this exchange, emptied his entire purse into Chester's bowl. "How can you attract such wealth while asking for nothing?" Rashid demanded. Chester smiled. "I have discovered that money, like a shy deer, approaches those who don't chase it most readily. When your heart overflows with gratitude for what is, abundance cannot help but seek you out." This wisdom illuminates the fundamental law governing all financial flow. Your inner state broadcasts a frequency that money either resonates with or retreats from. Chester's freedom from anxiety, his playful trust in life's generosity, and his genuine appreciation for all gifts created the perfect conditions for prosperity to flourish. The beggar's blessing invites you to walk in Chester's footsteps. For one full day, receive everything that comes your way: a smile from a stranger, a cool breeze on your face, an unexpected opportunity, with the same pure gratitude Chester showed. Let your heart overflow with appreciation for each moment's gifts, no matter their size or form. Notice how this state of grateful receptivity begins to shift the energy around you, transforming your magnetic field into one that naturally attracts greater abundance. Chapter 8: The Sacred Exchange. Through the bustling ancient marketplace, Franklin moved with an air of serene awareness, each transaction flowing with an almost mystical grace. His young apprentice watched in wonder as coins and goods changed hands in what seemed more like a sacred dance than mere commerce. "Watch closely," Franklin whispered. "Each exchange of money carries the essence of both souls involved. When you recognize this truth, wealth flows not through force, but through harmony." You now understand that every financial interaction transcends the physical realm. Whether purchasing bread from the baker or investing in a grand venture, each transaction weaves an invisible thread in the tapestry of human connection. Money serves as the bridge through which value, intention, and energy flow between hearts. Franklin's apprentice learned to pause before each transaction, acknowledging the divine presence within both giver and receiver. With each coin that passed through his hands, he offered a silent blessing. "May this exchange serve the highest good of all." Soon his business began to transform. Customers sought him out, drawn by the subtle radiance of his conscious commerce. This wisdom reveals the forgotten truth about money's spiritual nature. When you approach your financial dealings as sacred ceremonies rather than cold calculations, you align yourself with the ancient laws of abundance. Each payment becomes an offering, each receipt a blessing, each exchange an opportunity for souls to dance in the eternal rhythm of give and take. Franklin taught that timing itself responds to this sacred awareness. When you honor money's spiritual essence, it begins to arrive precisely when needed, flowing through divinely orchestrated circumstances that no amount of planning could arrange. Your role shifts from controlling to allowing, from pursuing to receiving with grace. The sacred exchange blessing opens this mystical doorway in your own life. Before each financial transaction, pause to silently acknowledge the spiritual presence within all participants. Feel gratitude for money's role as the messenger between souls. Offer this blessing. I honor the divine essence within this exchange. May this flow of energy serve the highest good of all involved. Let this practice transform your relationship with money from mundane to miraculous as you witness the power of approaching wealth with reverence and spiritual awareness. Chapter 9, The Artist's Revelation. In a small sunlit studio at the edge of town, Ruby stood before her unsold paintings, her stomach empty but her heart full of questions. Each canvas represented hours of technical skill, yet something essential remained missing. A vital force that could bridge the gap between art and abundance. You now grasp the fundamental truth that creativity, when aligned with service to others, becomes a magnetic force for prosperity. Just as water seeks its natural course, money flows toward those who channel their artistic gifts into touching lives rather than merely making sales. Ruby's transformation began the moment she stopped painting for galleries and started painting for souls. She set aside her concerns about market trends and allowed her brush to express what might heal, inspire, or awaken others. With each stroke, she poured not just paint, but pure intention onto the canvas. A mysterious shift occurred. Collectors who had previously passed by her work now lingered, moved by the authentic energy emanating from her new pieces. They spoke not of investment value, but of how her art touched something deep within them. Money began flowing not as compensation for her time, but as a natural response to the light she had released into the world. This ancient wisdom illuminates the sacred partnership between creativity and abundance. When you create from the depths of your being with the intention to serve, you tap into the universe's unlimited support. Your artistic expression becomes a channel through which prosperity naturally flows, drawn by the magnetic power of authentic service. Through Ruby's journey, you witness how releasing the need to create for money paradoxically attracts greater abundance. As she focused on touching hearts rather than filling her wallet, the universe orchestrated perfect connections between her art and those who needed its medicine. Her studio transformed from a warehouse of unsold dreams into a sanctuary where souls found healing through her work. Artist's communion practice. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Place your hands over your heart and breathe deeply. Ask the universe, how can my creative gifts best serve humanity? Listen for the subtle guidance that emerges. Then, visualize your creativity flowing outward like golden light, touching and transforming lives. Feel the joy of pure expression, mingling with the gratitude of those who receive your gifts. End by affirming, I open myself as a channel for creativity that serves the highest good of all, trusting that abundance naturally flows to support this sacred work. Chapter 10. Your frequency signature. The vibrations you emit into the cosmic field shape your financial destiny with unwavering precision. Like a radio tower broadcasting its signal across vast distances, your energy signature reaches into the furthest corners of the universe, telling the story of your relationship with abundance. In the depths of night, Harold found himself once again before the golden temple of his earlier vision. This time, he witnessed something extraordinary, his own energy made visible as streams of colored light flowing from his being. When his thoughts turned to financial worry, the light dimmed to murky browns and grays, creating discordant patterns that repelled the temple's golden glow. Yet when he remembered moments of gratitude and trust, his signature transformed into brilliant hues that danced in perfect harmony with the temple's radiance. Through Harold's experience, you understand that your current financial circumstances mirror exactly the frequency you have been unconsciously transmitting. Every thought of lack sends ripples of scarcity into the universal field. Each moment of anxiety about money broadcasts a signal that keeps abundance at bay. But within you lies the power to consciously alter this energetic signature. Just as a musician tunes their instrument to achieve perfect pitch, you can adjust your inner vibration until it resonates with the frequency of prosperity. This is not a matter of pretense or forced positive thinking. It requires becoming aware of your current signature and gently shifting it into alignment with abundance's natural song. The universe responds not to your words or actions alone, but to the energetic truth of your being. When you transmit the frequency of someone who lives in abundant flow, the material world has no choice but to reflect this new signature back to you. Money, being energy in physical form, naturally gravitates toward those who broadcast prosperity's wavelength. Signature sensing meditation. Sit in stillness and place your attention at the center of your chest. Breathe deeply as you tune into the energy you currently emit regarding money. Notice without judgment the quality and color of this vibration. Now, imagine a golden light of grateful abundance filling your heart. Let this light gradually expand, transforming your energetic signature. Feel your entire being broadcasting this new frequency of prosperity. Remain in this state for several minutes, allowing your cells to memorize this vibration of abundance. Complete the practice by declaring, "I now emanate the frequency of infinite prosperity." Part 2, The Sacred Arts of Financial Alchemy. Chapter 11, The King's Transformation. In the ancient scrolls, a tale speaks of King Theodore, whose vast realm stretched from mountain peaks to coastal shores. His treasury once overflowed with gold, yet he failed to understand wealth's true essence. When economic storms swept through his kingdom, he clung to his riches with desperate hands, unknowingly broadcasting a frequency of fear that hastened his financial decline. As his wealth dwindled, Theodore's desperate actions only accelerated his losses. Each anxious decision, each fearful choice, transmitted waves of scarcity into the universal field until his kingdom crumbled entirely. Cast from his palace, he wandered the countryside, carrying nothing but the heavy vibration of loss. In a humble forest shrine, an ageless mystic revealed to Theodore that his outer kingdom had merely reflected his inner state. "Gold responds not to a king's crown," the mystic whispered, "but to the frequency he emanates from within." This truth struck Theodore like lightning. His desperate clutching at wealth had actually repelled it, while his fear of loss had magnetized the very circumstances he dreaded. In the solitude of a simple cottage, Theodore began the sacred work of inner alchemy. Each morning, he practiced holding the serene certainty of abundance, regardless of his outer circumstances. Even while eating simple meals, he maintained the dignified frequency of a prosperous king. When doubt arose, he transmuted it into unwavering trust in abundance's endless flow. Gradually, Theodore's energy signature transformed. The desperate frequency of the fallen king gave way to the calm radiance of one who knows his true wealth lies within. As his inner kingdom stabilized in this new vibration, mysterious changes began occurring in the outer world. A former advisor appeared with an opportunity to invest in profitable trade routes. An old ally offered partnership in a thriving venture. Theodore recognized these as reflections of his transformed frequency. the universe responding to his inner certainty with corresponding external circumstances. The king's transmutation ritual. Find a quiet space and sit with regal posture. Close your eyes and observe any feelings of financial anxiety or lack. Now, consciously shift your energy as a king or queen adjusts their crown, with quiet authority and certainty. Feel yourself transmuting fear into faith, worry into calm knowing. Hold this frequency of unshakable abundance, letting it permeate every cell. Begin with 5 minutes each morning, gradually increasing the duration as your inner kingdom grows stronger. Complete the ritual by silently declaring, "I am the ruler of my consciousness, and I choose the frequency of abundance." Chapter 12, Emotions as Living Currency. Within the heart's sacred chambers lies a truth as old as consciousness itself. Your emotions speak a language that money understands more clearly than any word or deed. As Beatrice sat with her student beneath an ancient oak tree, she revealed this timeless wisdom through her gentle teachings. "Observe how wealth flows toward those who emanate joy," she said, her eyes twinkling with inner light. "It is not their actions that draw abundance, but the invisible signals their hearts broadcast into the universal field." You now understand that each emotional state creates a unique energetic signature. When you vibrate with genuine gratitude, excitement about possibilities, or peaceful confidence in your prosperity, you transmit frequencies that money naturally seeks to harmonize with. These elevated emotions act as powerful magnets, drawing financial opportunities toward you with mysterious precision. Beatrice's student, though living in material simplicity, learned to cultivate what she called the wealthy heart. Each morning, before touching any coins or conducting any business, he would sit in silence and allow his heart to fill with pure joy about money's presence in his life. He would feel the excitement of abundance as though his coffers already overflowed, and express genuine gratitude for wealth's endless flow. At first, his outer circumstances remained unchanged, yet he persisted in maintaining these elevated emotional frequencies. Gradually, subtle shifts began occurring. People started offering him unexpected opportunities. Resources appeared from mysterious sources. His small trade flourished as though blessed by an invisible hand. You recognize in this teaching the profound truth that money responds to emotional energy more readily than to physical effort. This explains why some who toil endlessly remain trapped in lack, while others who maintain wealthy feelings naturally attract abundance. Your heart's frequency determines your financial destiny more surely than any business plan or strategy. The currency of joy exercise. Find a quiet space each morning where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and begin generating pure feelings of excitement about money's presence in your life. Allow genuine gratitude to fill your heart for all the ways abundance already flows to you. Let these emotions expand until they radiate from every cell of your being. Maintain this elevated frequency for 10 minutes, knowing that your emotional broadcast reaches the furthest corners of the universe, magnetizing prosperity to align with your joyful heart. Chapter 13, The Vision Keeper's Art. Through the mists of time comes the sacred knowledge of mental imagery, a power so profound that it shapes the very fabric of reality. Ezra, whose inner sight penetrated the veils between potential and manifestation, understood that wealth first takes form in the ethereal realms before crystallizing in the material world. You now grasp that your imagination serves as a divine architect's tool, sketching blueprints that the universe faithfully follows. When you hold crystal-clear visions of abundance in your mind's eye, infusing them with the warmth of emotion and the steel of unshakable faith, you create magnetic templates that draw corresponding circumstances into physical form. The universe, Ezra taught, responds not to what your eyes see, but to what your mind projects with conviction onto the canvas of infinite possibility. In the bustling marketplace, Ezra encountered Samuel, whose small shop stood empty while neighboring merchants prospered. Taking the discouraged shopkeeper aside, Ezra shared the ancient art of vision crafting. He guided Samuel to close his eyes and paint a detailed mental picture of his store transformed. Shelves stocked with finest goods, aisles filled with eager customers, coins flowing abundantly across his counter. See it not as you wish it to be, Ezra instructed, but as it already is in the realm of pure potential. Feel the joy of this prosperity as though you stand within it now. Each morning before opening his shop, Samuel devoted himself to this practice, holding the vision with unwavering clarity and feeling the emotions of success as though already achieved. Within weeks, subtle changes began appearing. First a few new customers, then steady streams of buyers, until his store hummed with exactly the prosperity he had so carefully pictured in his mind. This wisdom reveals that the universe operates as a cosmic manifestation system, bringing into material form whatever images you maintain with sufficient emotional power and absolute certainty. Your inner vision serves as the mold into which universal energy flows, taking the shape of your dominant thoughts and feelings. The sacred vision board practice. Find a quiet space where you can remain undisturbed for 15 minutes each day. Close your eyes and begin crafting detailed images of your desired financial reality. See yourself conducting business with ease and joy. Feel the satisfaction of abundant bank accounts. Experience the emotion of sharing your wealth generously. Add rich sensory details, the sounds of success, the feelings of security, the sights of prosperity surrounding you. Hold this vision with the certainty that it already exists in the invisible realm, knowing that your consistent mental imagery magnetizes these conditions into physical manifestation. Before we get into the next chapter, you can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 14. Transmuting the Blocks Within. Within the depths of your being rest ancestral patterns about wealth, invisible threads woven through generations that shape your current financial reality. These inherited beliefs operate like hidden software, running silently in the background of your consciousness, yet wielding immense power over your ability to attract and maintain abundance. Martha, a skilled artisan, could never understand why prosperity seemed to slip through her fingers despite her talents. Each time success approached, mysterious setbacks would arise, as though an unseen force conspired against her financial well-being. One night, while sorting through her grandmother's belongings, Martha discovered a worn diary. Within its chapters, she read of her grandmother's struggles during times of great hardship, of believing that wealth belonged only to others, that money was scarce and hard to come by, that prosperity required endless struggle. As Martha read these words, recognition dawned. These very same thoughts echoed in her own mind daily, though she had never consciously chosen them. The truth became clear. She had inherited more than her grandmother's eyes and smile. she had absorbed her deeply held beliefs about money. These thoughts, passed down like family heirlooms, had been unconsciously governing her financial life, creating an energetic barrier that deflected abundance away from her experience. With this awareness, Martha began the sacred work of examining every belief she held about wealth. She discovered that thoughts like, "Money is hard to earn," "Rich people are dishonest," and "I don't deserve abundance," had been silently broadcasting signals of unworthiness into the universal field. These inherited patterns acted as invisible walls, keeping prosperity at bay despite her conscious desires for financial freedom. Just as a garden cannot flourish in soil filled with rocks, abundance cannot fully bloom in consciousness cluttered with limiting beliefs. Yet you possess the power to clear these ancient blockages, to transform inherited patterns that no longer serve your highest good. The belief archaeology practice. Take a blank journal and find a quiet space where you can reflect deeply. Begin excavating every limiting belief about money that resides within your consciousness. Write down thoughts like, "Money is the root of all evil," "Wealth only comes through struggle," or "I'm not worthy of abundance." Examine each belief carefully, asking yourself, "Is this truly my wisdom, or have I inherited it from others?" For each limiting belief you uncover, consciously craft a new truth that aligns with abundance. Transform "money is scarce" into "money flows freely and abundantly in my life." Replace "wealth requires sacrifice" with "prosperity comes naturally when I align with abundance consciousness." Hold each new belief in your mind, feeling its truth in your heart, allowing it to take root in the fertile soil of your transformed consciousness. In this way, you clear the ancestral patterns that have kept abundance at bay, creating space for prosperity to flow naturally into your experience. Chapter 15. The Debt Alchemist. Through the shifting shadows of financial hardship shines a light of ancient wisdom. Your relationship with debt shapes your relationship with abundance. The truth stands revealed. What appears as burden transforms into blessing when viewed through enlightened eyes. Constance carried the weight of mounting bills like heavy stones in a sack, each debt payment draining not just her bank account, but her vital energy. Yet one moonlit evening, as she sat surrounded by unpaid invoices, wisdom awakened within her heart. She realized these obligations represented experiences already lived, lessons already learned, energy already exchanged. Rather than curse each bill, she began blessing it. With every payment, Constance gave thanks for what that money had brought into her life. Education that expanded her mind, a car that carried her to opportunities, a home that sheltered her dreams. She transformed each debt from a source of shame into an expression of gratitude for past choices that shaped her present path. You now understand that debt itself holds no power to determine your financial future. It is your consciousness around these obligations that either perpetuates lack or cultivates abundance. When you view debt through eyes of lack, each payment becomes a reminder of scarcity. Yet when you approach it with gratitude and clear intention, every dollar spent on past obligations creates energetic space for new prosperity to flow. This sacred alchemy requires you to release resistance to what has already been spent. Money flowing out to honor commitments carries the same creative force as money flowing in. By blessing rather than cursing this outflow, you transform the energy of obligation into an investment in abundance consciousness. As Constance discovered, each debt payment became an opportunity to demonstrate trust in the infinite nature of supply. Rather than seeing less in her account, she chose to see herself clearing space for greater abundance. With every check written, she felt lighter, knowing she was restoring energetic balance and affirming her worthiness to receive more. The debt blessing ceremony. Gather your bills in a quiet space. Light a candle to represent transformation. Take each obligation in hand and speak words of gratitude for what that money brought into your life. Say, I bless this debt and transform it into an investment in abundance. As I release this payment with thanks, I create space for new prosperity to flow. Feel genuine appreciation for the opportunity to restore balance through each payment. Know that your gratitude magnetizes greater abundance with every debt you honor. Chapter 16. The Gratitude Gateway. In the heart of a modest village lived Millicent, whose earthly possessions amounted to little more than the clothes upon her back. Yet within her dwelt a force more potent than gold, a heart that overflowed with gratitude for life's simplest gifts. Each morning she would stand in her doorway and give thanks for the sun's warmth, for the air she breathed, for the very ground beneath her feet. When a single copper coin came into her possession, Millicent would hold it to her heart and whisper words of blessing, thanking it for choosing her as its temporary keeper. She treated each coin as a sacred visitor, honoring its presence before sending it forth into the world again. This practice, though seemingly simple, carried profound power in the invisible realms. You now recognize that gratitude serves as the master frequency that opens the floodgates of universal abundance. Like a powerful magnet, thanksgiving draws prosperity toward those who genuinely appreciate what they already possess. This truth operates with mathematical precision. The more gratitude you express, the stronger your magnetic pull becomes. As Millicent continued her practice, mysterious changes began occurring in her village. Merchants found extra coins in their purses after trading with her. Neighbors felt inexplicably compelled to share their abundance. Even the wealthy began seeking her company, drawn by the peaceful contentment that radiated from her presence. One day, a traveling merchant discovered several gold coins in his pouch after a simple transaction with Millicent. Puzzled, he asked how she had managed this feat. She simply smiled and revealed that she had blessed his generosity with such genuine appreciation that the universe had multiplied his kindness manifold. Through Millicent's example, you understand that gratitude transforms your entire relationship with money. When you shift from focusing on what you lack to appreciating what you have, you broadcast a frequency that tells the universe you're ready to receive more. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the activation of an ancient law that governs the flow of abundance. The Daily Gratitude Gateway Ritual. As evening approaches, find a quiet moment to sit in stillness. Take your daily earnings or any money that has come to you, no matter how modest the amount. Hold each coin or bill in your hands and express genuine thanks for its presence in your life. Feel appreciation for money's willingness to serve your needs. Say, I bless you and thank you for flowing through my life. May you multiply and return increased. Let gratitude fill your entire being as you acknowledge each financial blessing received that day. Chapter 17. The Circle of Sacred Flow. Money flows like a mighty river, carrying abundance to all who understand its true nature. Within the cosmic dance of giving and receiving lies a sacred principle that governs all prosperity. Circulation creates expansion. Just as a river stagnates when its flow is blocked, wealth multiplies only when allowed to move freely through the channels of life. This eternal truth manifested through Walter, whose small bakery sat at the heart of an ancient marketplace. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky in golden hues, he would take his freshly baked bread and distribute portions to those in need. Not from obligation, but from a deep knowing that giving creates space for receiving. Some warned Walter that his generosity would lead to ruin. Yet he understood what they did not, that the universe operates through continuous circulation. His giving was not a loss, but an investment in the cosmic flow of abundance. As weeks passed, mysterious blessings began appearing in his life. New customers discovered his shop. Merchants offered him premium ingredients at reduced prices. His reputation for both quality and kindness spread throughout the region. You now understand that wealth is not meant to be hoarded like a miser's gold, but circulated like the very breath of life. Each act of genuine giving creates a vacuum that the universe must fill, often with multiplied returns. This is not about calculated exchange, but about aligning with the natural law of circulation that governs all abundance. When you give from a consciousness of plenty rather than scarcity, you demonstrate trust in the infinite supply of the universe. This trust broadcasts a powerful frequency that attracts even greater abundance into your experience. Like Walter, who gave bread freely without counting the cost, you learn that authentic generosity opens channels through which prosperity naturally flows. The sacred flow practice. Each day gives something of value to another, whether it be money, time, service, or a heartfelt blessing. As you give, feel the joy of participating in the universal circulation of abundance. Release all expectations of return, knowing that the universe operates through perfect law. Remain open to receiving from unexpected sources, understanding that your gift creates space for new prosperity to flow into your life. This practice aligns you with the cosmic current of giving and receiving, transforming you into a conscious channel through which abundance freely flows. Chapter 18. The Timing of Wealth. Along the fertile valleys of an ancient land, Abraham tended his fields with a wisdom that transcended mere farming knowledge. While other farmers anxiously watched their crops each day, Abraham maintained an inner peace that stemmed from his profound understanding of nature's cycles. In those days, many believed that constant vigilance and worry would ensure a bountiful harvest. Yet Abraham knew differently. He had learned through years of observation that abundance followed sacred rhythms, times of planting and reaping, of growth and rest, each playing its essential role in the grand symphony of prosperity. You now recognize that money, like the crops in Abraham's fields, flows according to divine timing rather than human schedules. Just as a seed cannot be forced to sprout before its season, financial abundance unfolds according to cosmic rhythms that honor the perfect orchestration of all elements required for manifestation. During one particularly challenging season, when rains delayed and other farmers frantically replanted their fields, Abraham maintained his serene demeanor. While others saw disaster, he perceived the universe's greater design. His patience was rewarded beyond measure. That year's delayed harvest produced yields that surpassed all previous seasons, proving that divine timing far exceeds human planning. This truth extends into your own relationship with money. When you release the need to control timing and instead align with abundance's natural rhythms, You create space for prosperity to arrive in ways that surpass your limited expectations. Just as Abraham understood that nature's delays often serve a greater purpose, you now see that apparent financial setbacks may represent the universe arranging circumstances for your highest good. Your role is not to force money's flow, but to trust its divine timing. When you surrender your human timeline and align with the cosmic calendar of abundance, you allow prosperity to ripen fully before manifesting in your experience. This sacred patience transforms anxious waiting into peaceful allowing, knowing that the universe's timing is always perfect. Divine timing meditation. Find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, releasing any tension about money's arrival in your life. Place your hands over your heart and silently affirm, "I trust in the perfect timing of abundance. All that is meant for me arrives at exactly the right moment." Feel any urgency about money dissolving as you relax into complete trust in the universe's divine orchestration. Maintain this peacefulness for several minutes, knowing that abundance flows to you in its ideal season. Chapter 19. The Servant's Wisdom. Through the ancient wisdom passed down in whispered tales, you discover the story of Clarence, whose mastery of abundance emerged not from ambition, but from the purity of his service. In the grand manor where he worked, Clarence approached each task with such genuine care and attention that the very energy of the household seemed to shift in his presence. Not once did he scheme for advancement or curry favor through flattery. His dedication flowed from a deeper understanding that true wealth follows those who create authentic value for others. You now grasp that money, in its eternal wisdom, seeks out those who embody the consciousness of service. Like a stream naturally flowing to nurture fertile ground, abundance is drawn to hearts that beat with genuine care for others' well-being. This truth reveals why some who chase wealth never catch it, while others who focus on contribution find prosperity naturally pursuing them. In time, Clarence's sincere dedication to excellence began creating ripples throughout the household. The masters noticed how rooms he tended held a special warmth, how tasks he completed carried an extra measure of care. Without seeking recognition, his presence became indispensable. When opportunities for advancement arose, they sought him out rather than him pursuing them. His wages increased, responsibilities expanded, and eventually he was elevated to oversee the entire estate's operations, all because he had mastered the art of creating value through authentic service. This sacred teaching illuminates the paradox at the heart of abundance. Those who focus solely on accumulating wealth often struggle to attract it, while those who dedicate themselves to serving others with pure hearts find that money flows to them with natural ease. The universe operates through this divine principle, rewarding those who contribute to the greater good rather than those who merely take. The servant's heart practice. Begin each morning by setting an intention to serve others with genuine care. Throughout your day, look for opportunities to add value through your presence, words, and actions. Whether in your work, relationships, or chance encounters, ask yourself, how can I contribute to this person's well-being? Notice how this consciousness of service creates an energy field that naturally attracts abundance. As you maintain this practice, observe the mysterious ways that prosperity begins seeking you out rather than you chasing after it. Chapter 20. Multiple streams of gold. Through ancient wisdom passed down across generations, you now awaken to a profound truth. Abundance flows through infinite channels, limited only by your awareness of its endless possibilities. Like water finding countless paths down a mountainside, money seeks every available route to reach those who understand its boundless nature. In the time before time, Eugene, a humble craftsman, discovered this sacred knowledge through divine inspiration. Where others saw only their daily wages, Eugene began perceiving opportunities in every interaction, every skill, and every moment. His hands could craft furniture, but he realized this same talent could teach others, create unique designs, restore ancient pieces, and consult for collectors. Each ability contained within itself the seeds of multiple prosperity streams. As Eugene's consciousness expanded, so too did the channels through which abundance flowed into his life. A chance conversation about his craft led to teaching opportunities. His unique restoration techniques attracted wealthy collectors. His design insights became sought-after consultations. Without striving or forcing, money began flowing from directions he had never before imagined. You now understand that limiting yourself to a single source of income is like trying to catch rain with a thimble while standing in a downpour. The universe's abundance surrounds you in every moment, waiting only for your recognition to manifest in material form. Every skill you possess, every person you meet, every interest you hold, contains within it the potential for multiple streams of prosperity. This ancient teaching reveals that financial limitation exists not in the physical world, but in consciousness alone. When you expand your awareness to recognize abundance's infinite nature, you naturally begin perceiving opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to your limited perception. Like Eugene, you possess talents, insights, and abilities that can create value through numerous channels simultaneously. The multiple streams awareness exercise. Each evening, sit in peaceful contemplation and write down 3 new ways money could potentially flow into your life. Let your mind expand beyond conventional thinking, recognizing that abundance seeks expression through infinite pathways. As you practice this sacred ritual, watch how your consciousness naturally expands to perceive ever-increasing opportunities for prosperity that have surrounded you all along. Part 3, Becoming One with Abundance's Flow. Chapter 21, The Master's Frequency. Through the veils of time comes a teaching so potent it transforms the very fabric of reality. When Oliver first approached his teacher in the temple gardens, he carried only emptiness in his pockets, but wisdom waited to fill his heart. His teacher spoke not of strategies or techniques, but of a profound truth. To receive abundance, you must first become its living embodiment. Day after day, Oliver practiced holding the complete state of wealthy consciousness. He walked as though prosperity followed his every step. He spoke with the calm assurance of one whose needs were eternally met. He felt the deep peace of financial security in every cell of his being. Though his outer world remained unchanged, his inner realm radiated the frequency of abundance with unwavering certainty. In time, Oliver mastered the art of maintaining this elevated state regardless of external circumstances. When his landlord demanded rent, he responded with the gracious confidence of a wealthy benefactor. When choosing between simple meals, he selected with the discerning taste of one who could afford any delicacy. His teacher observed this transformation with knowing eyes, recognizing that Oliver had grasped the essential truth. Wealth manifests not through wanting but through being. As weeks passed, subtle shifts began occurring in Oliver's external reality. A merchant offered him partnership in a promising venture. A forgotten relative left him a small inheritance. Opportunities for prosperity appeared with increasing frequency, each one perfectly aligned with his newly embodied consciousness. Yet Oliver understood these were not random coincidences, but the natural result of his sustained frequency alignment. You now grasp this timeless principle. The universe responds not to your desires or actions alone, but to the consistent frequency you embody. When you maintain the complete vibrational signature of wealth in thought, emotion, and bearing, physical reality has no choice but to reshape itself to match your inner state. Like Oliver, you possess the power to transcend current circumstances by holding unwaveringly to the consciousness of abundance fulfilled. The Master's Frequency Embodiment. Dedicate 30 minutes daily to living completely in the consciousness of already possessing your ideal wealth. Feel the deep security of abundant resources. Move with the quiet confidence of financial freedom. Speak with the relaxed assurance of one whose prosperity is guaranteed. Allow this frequency to saturate every aspect of your being, maintaining this elevated state regardless of external conditions. As you master this practice, watch how reality begins shifting to reflect your new vibrational offering. Chapter 22, The Invisible Hand. In the bustling markets of old, Josephine moved with an otherworldly grace, as though guided by unseen hands. While other merchants anxiously tracked market trends and competition, she listened to a deeper wisdom. Each morning, she would sit in peaceful contemplation, allowing her consciousness to merge completely with abundance's eternal flow. From this state of perfect alignment, she received clear guidance about which opportunities to pursue and which to let pass. You now recognize that when consciousness fully harmonizes with prosperity's frequency, the universe itself becomes your silent partner. Like Josephine, you understand that true wealth flows not through careful planning alone, but through surrendering to the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all things. Once, when all merchants rushed to sell their silk before an expected price drop, Josephine felt an inner prompting to hold her inventory. Against all logical advice, she waited. 3 days later, an unexpected decree from the emperor doubled silk prices overnight. Her trust in this subtle guidance transformed what others saw as certain loss into extraordinary profit. Through Josephine's example, you see how mastery of abundance consciousness opens channels of wealth that transcend human understanding. While others relied solely on market analysis and careful strategies, she accessed a higher wisdom that arranged circumstances, meetings, and opportunities with divine precision. Her success appeared miraculous to outside observers, yet she understood it as the natural outcome of complete alignment with universal intelligence. This same power now awakens within you. As your consciousness merges with abundance's flow, you begin noticing subtle promptings and unexpected synchronicities guiding you toward greater prosperity. What once seemed like coincidence reveals itself as the invisible hand of universal wisdom orchestrating your financial success. The Invisible Hand Meditation. Find a quiet space and settle into deep stillness. Release all financial concerns, worries, and plans into the infinite wisdom of the universe. Feel yourself becoming one with the flow of abundance, trusting that divine intelligence knows the perfect path to your prosperity. Remain in this surrendered state for 20 minutes, staying alert to any subtle guidance or inspiration that arises. Throughout your day, watch for unexpected opportunities and synchronicities that appear as signs of this divine partnership. Practice this meditation daily, allowing universal wisdom to guide your financial journey with perfect timing and grace. Chapter 23, Beyond Desire into Knowing. Within the depths of consciousness lies a profound transition that few discover, the shift from wanting abundance to knowing it as your natural state of being. This sacred transformation occurs not through effort or striving, but through touching the absolute truth that prosperity already exists as your divine inheritance. When you want money, you broadcast a frequency of lack into the universe, unknowingly pushing away the very abundance you seek. But when you step into unshakable knowing, you emit a different signal entirely, one that naturally draws wealth through effortless channels. Samuel's tale illuminates this truth with striking clarity. Once a beggar on city streets, he experienced a profound awakening during a moonlit night of deep contemplation. In that moment, something shifted within his consciousness. Not a hope or wish for better circumstances, but an absolute knowing of his wealthy nature that settled into his very bones. From that day forward, Samuel carried himself with the quiet dignity of one who knows their true identity. He no longer asked for money or worried about his next meal. Instead, he simply lived from the unwavering certainty of his prosperous essence. Within weeks, opportunities began appearing as naturally as leaves falling from trees, a merchant offering work, a stranger sharing a valuable connection, a forgotten inheritance coming to light. What separated Samuel's transformation from mere positive thinking was the depth of his knowledge. He didn't hope or believe things would improve. He simply recognized the truth of who he had always been. This transcendent certainty created a magnetic field so powerful that abundance flowed to him through the most ordinary circumstances with extraordinary consistency. You now stand at this same threshold of transformation. The time has come to release the frequency of wanting and step into the deeper knowing that prosperity is not something to achieve, but rather your natural state of being. This shift occurs not through forcing yourself to believe, but through touching the truth that already exists within you. The knowing consciousness practice. Sit in peaceful meditation and allow your awareness to settle deeply into your being. Breathe slowly until you feel yourself touching an unshakable knowing that wealth is your birthright, not as a concept or affirmation, but as a living truth you recognize in your very essence. Let this knowing permeate every cell until you feel it as naturally as you know the sun will rise. Carry this certainty with you as you move through your day, letting it inform every financial interaction and decision. Practice this daily until this knowledge becomes your constant state of being. Chapter 24, The Mother's Legacy. The ripples of abundance consciousness extend far beyond your personal sphere, touching lives in ways that transform entire family legacies. This truth becomes clear through Victoria's remarkable journey from scarcity to enlightened prosperity. Victoria, raised in a household where money fears echoed through generations, recognized that her relationship with abundance would either perpetuate or transform her family's financial destiny. Through dedicated inner work, she cultivated a consciousness of wealth that radiated from her being like warmth from the sun. Without speaking a word about money, her very presence began shifting the energy within her household. Her children, observing her peaceful certainty about prosperity, naturally absorbed this elevated frequency. Where once stood arguments about bills and anxious discussions of lack, now flourished an atmosphere of possibility and trust in abundance's flow. Victoria's daughter, who once hoarded every coin in fear, began sharing freely with others. Her son, previously afraid to pursue his dreams, launched boldly into entrepreneurial ventures. Most remarkably, Victoria's transformed consciousness affected not only her immediate family, but extended to friends and associates. Business partners found their ventures prospering more abundantly. Friends reported unexpected financial opportunities arising in their lives. Like a stone cast into still waters, her mastery of wealth frequency created expanding circles of prosperity consciousness that touched countless lives. The second tale reveals how Victoria's grandchildren entered life with an entirely different relationship to money than previous generations had known. Having never been exposed to scarcity consciousness, they moved through the world with natural confidence about abundance. Where their great-grandparents had seen limitations, they saw infinite possibility. Where fear once gripped the family's financial decisions, trust and wisdom now guided their choices. This profound teaching illuminates that your journey to abundance mastery serves a purpose far greater than personal gain. As you elevate your consciousness around wealth, you become a living transmitter of prosperity frequency. Your aligned presence automatically uplifts the financial vibration of all those you encounter, creating generational healing that extends far into the future. The Legacy Blessing Practice. Find a quiet space and center yourself in deep meditation. Feel the frequency of abundance flowing through your being, then consciously direct this energy toward your family members, friends, and loved ones. Envision this prosperity consciousness flowing like golden light through your entire lineage, past, present, and future, dissolving old patterns of lack and awakening the inherent abundance within each soul it touches. Hold this vision until you feel the transmission complete, knowing that your mastery becomes a blessing that transforms countless lives. Chapter 25: Sacred Symbols and Prosperity. Every space you inhabit carries an energetic signature that shapes your consciousness moment by moment. The objects, images, and symbols surrounding you act as silent teachers, continuously broadcasting messages to your subconscious mind about what you believe possible in your financial life. The ancient wisdom keepers understood this profound truth. They knew that physical environments serve as powerful anchors for spiritual frequencies, either elevating or diminishing your natural abundance consciousness. Each item in your space operates like a tuning fork, resonating with specific vibrational patterns that influence your inner state. Marcus, a skilled craftsman, discovered this truth when an elderly sage visited his cluttered workshop. The sage observed how old, broken tools and unpaid bills, prominently displayed, created an atmosphere of struggle and scarcity. He taught Marcus the sacred art of environmental alignment, showing him how to transform his workspace into a temple of prosperity. Following the sage's guidance, Marcus began by removing everything that spoke of limitation or past financial difficulties. He replaced rusty tools with well-maintained ones, cleared spaces of clutter, and positioned his finest creations where they could be admired. At the sage's suggestion, he placed a small fountain in the corner, its flowing water symbolizing the constant movement of abundance. On his workbench, he arranged crystals and precious stones, their natural beauty reminding him of Earth's limitless resources. Most significantly, Marcus created a small altar in the eastern corner of his workshop, where morning light would first touch it. Here, he placed symbols of prosperity: a golden coin from a successful transaction, a perfect pine cone representing infinite abundance, and a small mirror reflecting light to multiply the energy of wealth. Within weeks, Marcus noticed profound shifts in his consciousness. Where anxiety about finances once clouded his thoughts, he now felt surrounded by reminders of prosperity's constant presence. His creativity flowed more freely, and clients began requesting his finest pieces, drawn to the elevated energy his workshop now emanated. This ancient teaching reveals that your physical environment serves as a constant affirmation of your wealth consciousness. Every object either strengthens or weakens your energetic alignment with abundance by consciously creating spaces that resonate with prosperity. You establish powerful frequency anchors that maintain your elevated consciousness even during challenging times. The Sacred Prosperity Environment practices survey your living and working spaces with fresh eyes as though seeing them for the first time through the lens of divine abundance. Notice what speaks of limitation or scarcity. Those subtle reminders of past struggles, like unpaid bills tucked in drawers, objects bearing the weight of difficult memories, or items showing wear and disrepair. These silent witnesses to lack must be lovingly released or stored away, for they anchor your consciousness to old patterns of scarcity. In their place, mindfully position symbols that resonate with the infinite abundance of the universe. Select fresh, vibrant flowers whose blooms speak of nature's endless generosity. Choose thriving plants whose growing leaves embody the expansion of prosperity. Place meaningful crystals, perhaps a cluster of citrine or pyrite, whose ancient formation in the earth's depths reflects the timeless process of wealth creation. Consider a small fountain whose gentle flow mirrors the constant stream of abundance available to you, or carefully curated objects that hold personal significance as tangible representations of success and prosperity. Position these sacred prosperity anchors thoughtfully throughout your space, creating subtle energy points that will catch your eye throughout the day. Let each glimpse of these intentional arrangements serve as a gentle reminder of your natural alignment with universal abundance, reinforcing your prosperity consciousness with every passing moment. As you move through rooms filled with these carefully chosen symbols, feel how they work in harmony to maintain the elevated frequency of wealth and success in your energetic field. Chapter 26, The Frequency Storm. When storms gather in your financial skies, the true measure of your mastery reveals itself not in the absence of challenges, but in your unwavering stability amidst apparent chaos. Like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves, your inner certainty of abundance becomes the beacon that guides prosperity safely to shore through any tempest. Dorothy, owner of a thriving textile company, faced this test when market upheavals threatened to destroy everything she had built. As suppliers increased their prices and long-term clients canceled orders, her advisors urged her to declare bankruptcy. Yet Dorothy understood a deeper truth, that these external circumstances held no power over her inner abundance frequency. Each morning she sat in her office overlooking empty warehouses, yet saw them filled with fabric and bustling with activity in her mind's eye. When reviewing concerning financial statements, she maintained the same peaceful smile she wore during profitable times. Her employees marveled at her inexplicable calm as uncertainty swirled around them. The universe operates through perfect order, she would say, and what appears as chaos simply precedes a new level of abundance seeking to emerge. Dorothy continued signing her checks with gratitude, treated every remaining client as precious, and spoke of future expansion with absolute conviction. While others saw impending doom, she recognized this period as spiritual initiation, a sacred opportunity to demonstrate unshakable faith in abundance's constant presence. Within 3 months, a series of seemingly miraculous events unfolded. A foreign investor, seeking to enter the local market, discovered Dorothy's company precisely when she needed capital. New clients appeared with larger orders than she had ever received. The market shifts that threatened her business became the very factors that positioned her company for unprecedented growth. This experience revealed that maintaining prosperity consciousness during apparent lack creates an energetic foundation that supports quantum leaps in abundance. Your steady alignment with wealth, especially when external evidence suggests otherwise, broadcasts a frequency of absolute trust that the universe must match with corresponding circumstances. The Storm Mastery Technique. During any moment of financial uncertainty, find a quiet space and settle into deep, rhythmic breathing. Feel the eternal bedrock of abundance beneath you, solid and unchanging, like the ancient foundations of the earth itself, regardless of what temporary conditions may arise. Visualize yourself as a mighty oak tree during a powerful storm, your roots of prosperity consciousness plunging deep into the timeless soil of universal wealth, while your flexible branches move gracefully with passing circumstances, bending but never breaking. Allow each challenge to act as spiritual resistance training, strengthening rather than diminishing your absolute knowing of abundance's constant presence. Just as the oak's roots grow stronger through weathering countless storms, let each financial test deepen your connection to the infinite source of all prosperity. Feel this truth resonating in every cell of your being until a profound peace fills you from within, the peace that comes from unshakable alignment with universal law. Carry this energetic stability into every financial interaction throughout your day, whether reviewing accounts, making purchases, or discussing money matters. Maintaining that oak-like presence that knows its connection to infinite supply remains unbroken. Let your every word, thought, and action broadcast this frequency of absolute trust in the abundance that perpetually flows through all of life. Chapter 27. Money's Divine Purpose. Through generations of mystic teachings, one truth emerges with crystal clarity. Money flows with greatest force when aligned with the soul's highest calling. As you awaken to this wisdom, the very nature of abundance transforms from mere accumulation to divine circulation in service of universal good. Silas, whose meditation practices had attracted considerable wealth, found himself pondering the deeper purpose of his prosperity one moonlit evening. Though his investments multiplied and his business venture succeeded beyond measure, an inner voice whispered that money sought him for reasons beyond personal comfort. Through deep contemplation, he recognized that financial abundance represented spiritual energy meant to flow through him rather than stagnate in his possession. This revelation transformed his entire relationship with wealth. No longer seeing money as a measure of personal success, but as a sacred tool for manifesting divine purpose in the world. As this understanding deepened, Silas began channeling his resources into projects that aligned with his soul's mission. Where others saw poverty and ignorance, he envisioned centers of learning and healing. His wealth, previously invested solely for returns, now flowed into establishing schools, where ancient wisdom could be taught freely to all who sought enlightenment. Yet something remarkable occurred as Silas directed his abundance towards serving humanity. The very act of generous giving created new channels for wealth to flow into his life. For every healing center he founded, unexpected opportunities arose that multiplied his prosperity. Each school he established attracted benefactors who supported his vision with additional resources. The universe responded to his aligned action with increasing abundance, demonstrating that money naturally gravitates toward those who will use it in service of the greater good. His financial prosperity grew in direct proportion to the positive impact he created, revealing the profound connection between soul purpose and material wealth. This sacred understanding illuminates your own path to mastery. When you recognize money as spiritual energy, meant to serve your highest calling, abundance flows not just to you, but through you, creating ripples of positive transformation that extend far beyond personal gain. The Divine Purpose Meditation. Sit in sacred silence, allowing your breath to slow and your mind to still itself. As you enter this hallowed space of inner communion, open your heart like a lotus flower, unfurling its petals to receive the golden light of universal wisdom. With pure intention and humble reverence, pose this sacred question to the infinite. How may my unique gifts and financial abundance serve the highest good of all? Listen deeply in the ensuing stillness as whispers of inspiration begin to filter through the veil between worlds. Notice how specific visions and insights arise, showing you the precise ways your prosperity can illuminate the paths of others and create waves of positive transformation throughout humanity. You may see faces of those you're meant to help, glimpse projects waiting to be birthed through you, or feel the magnetic pull toward particular causes that resonate with your soul's deepest knowing. Feel the profound alignment taking root within you as your soul's sacred purpose merges with the divine flow of abundance. Know with unwavering certainty that as you dedicate yourself to serving others with pure intention and an open heart, the universe naturally responds by supporting your mission. Watch as channels of prosperity multiply, bringing ever-increasing resources to fuel your inspired work in the world. For this is the ancient law. As you give in service to the highest good, so shall you receive in ever-expanding measure. Chapter 28, The Abundance Overflow. When you fully align with abundance consciousness, a profound shift occurs. No longer do you simply attract wealth for personal gain. You become a living channel through which universal prosperity flows to bless all beings. This represents the highest expression of financial mastery, where your very presence activates abundance in others. Grace, whose consciousness had evolved beyond personal accumulation, discovered this truth through remarkable experiences. As she walked through the marketplace one morning, merchants noticed their sales increasing whenever she lingered near their stalls. Shopkeepers began inviting her to visit, noticing how her mere presence seemed to attract customers and stimulate business flow. Yet Grace never sought to create these effects. Her consciousness had simply become so aligned with universal abundance that prosperity naturally radiated from her being, like light from the sun. She had transcended the need to gather wealth for herself, understanding that she served as a pure channel through which infinite abundance could flow to bless others. When Grace entered business meetings, creative solutions emerged that benefited all parties. When she advised friends on financial matters, their prosperity consciousness expanded naturally through their connection with her elevated frequency. Without effort or intention, her aligned presence lifted others into greater awareness of their own abundant nature. The power of Grace's consciousness created ripples of prosperity that extended far beyond direct interaction. Those touched by her energy found themselves naturally sharing their abundance with others, creating endless cycles of giving and receiving that enriched entire communities. Through her example, you witness how complete alignment with universal abundance transforms you into a living blessing through which infinite wealth flows to touch all beings. This revelation shows that true mastery transcends personal gain. When you embody pure abundance consciousness, you become an instrument through which the universe expresses its infinite generosity. Your presence automatically elevates others into greater prosperity awareness, not through teaching or effort, but through the natural overflow of your aligned being. The overflow blessing practice. Throughout your day, consciously direct an abundance of energy toward every person you encounter, whether passing strangers on the street or loved ones at home. Feel yourself as a clear, pristine channel through which universal prosperity flows freely and effortlessly to bless all beings. Watch as this divine energy radiates from your heart center like golden light, touching everyone in your presence with its transformative power. With each interaction, whether brief or extended, silently affirm with deep conviction, "I am a pure instrument through which infinite abundance flows to bless all life." Let this sacred truth resonate in every cell of your being, knowing that you serve as a living conduit for the universe's boundless generosity. As you move through your daily activities, maintain this elevated consciousness of being a vessel for divine prosperity. Allow this profound practice to transform you into a living blessing, a lighthouse of abundance consciousness that naturally illuminates the path for others. Trust in the ancient wisdom that as you serve as a selfless channel for universal wealth, your own prosperity expands without limitation or end, for such is the eternal law of giving and receiving. Feel gratitude for your role as a pure expression of the infinite abundance that seeks to bless all of creation through you. Chapter 29, The Infinite Well. As you journey deeper into abundance consciousness, a profound truth emerges. There are no limits to what you can manifest when you recognize your divine inheritance. Like a drop of water realizing it is one with the infinite ocean, you awaken to the understanding that you are inseparable from the boundless field of universal abundance. The ancient mystic Ezekiel discovered this truth during a transformative meditation. As his awareness expanded beyond personal identity, he experienced direct communion with the infinite source of all wealth. In that sacred moment, he witnessed abundance flowing through creation like golden light, manifesting endless forms through divine intelligence. He saw that financial limitation existed only as a dream within human consciousness, dissolving instantly when one awakened to their true unlimited nature. Upon returning from this vision, Ezekiel's relationship with money transformed completely. He no longer saw wealth as something to pursue or attract, but recognized it as the natural expression of his infinite being. Just as the universe creates galaxies without effort or strain, he understood that abundance flows effortlessly when you align with your unlimited source. This revelation transcends all previous teachings about manifestation and attraction. You begin to understand that you're not merely attracting wealth from outside yourself. You are awakening to the infinite abundance that has always existed within your true nature. Like a wave realizing it has never been separate from the ocean, you recognize that limitation itself is an illusion born of forgetting your divine identity. Through Ezekiel's experience, you glimpse the ultimate truth. You are one with the same creative force that orchestrates universal abundance. Financial limitation becomes impossible when you expand into this knowing, for how can the infinite ever lack anything? You see that the only boundaries around prosperity have been self-imposed through limited consciousness. The Infinite Well Communion. Sit in peaceful meditation and allow your awareness to expand beyond all personal boundaries, like mist dissolving into the morning air. Feel yourself merging with the limitless field of abundance that flows through all creation, the same force that spins galaxies and scatters stars across the cosmic depths. Let your breath become slow and deep as you sink into this infinite ocean of possibility. Recognize that you are one with this infinite source. There is no separation between you and the boundless wealth of the universe. Just as a ray of sunlight remains forever united with the sun. In this sacred space of communion, feel the artificial walls of limitation crumbling away, revealing the vast expanse of your true nature. Rest in this expanded awareness, knowing that limitation exists only as an illusion that dissolves in the light of your true unlimited nature, like shadows vanishing at dawn. Let your entire being resonate with this profound truth. You are an embodiment of universal abundance itself. Feel this knowing penetrate every cell of your body, every thought in your mind. Let this communion transform your entire relationship with money, awakening you to the infinite abundance that is your eternal birthright. Just as a desert flower contains within its seed the blueprint for endless blooming, you carry within you the pattern of unlimited prosperity. Remain in this state of divine recognition until you feel your consciousness permanently expanded, forever changed by this glimpse of your infinite nature. Chapter 30. When Success Chases You. Through your deepening awareness, a profound shift occurs within your consciousness. No longer do you chase after wealth or strain to attract abundance. Instead, you have become the very frequency that prosperity naturally seeks. Like a powerful magnet drawing iron filings from every direction, your aligned presence now effortlessly attracts all forms of abundance without effort or struggle. The transformation becomes clear as you witness Harold's return to his merchant stall. Where once he desperately sought customers, now they line up eagerly awaiting his arrival. Gold coins appear mysteriously in his till, multiplying without explanation. His merchandise seems to sell itself, drawn into the hands of buyers by an invisible force of attraction. Yet Harold no longer marvels at these occurrences, for he has become one with abundance's natural flow. This represents the ultimate mastery, the shift from pursuing prosperity to being pursued by it. You understand now that money, like all forms of energy, naturally flows toward those who embody its frequency with unwavering consistency. Your consciousness has become so perfectly aligned with abundance that resistance dissolves, creating a clear channel through which wealth flows with ease. You no longer need to manipulate circumstances or force opportunities. Your very presence broadcasts a signal that success cannot resist. Business ventures seek you out, profitable partnerships appear unexpectedly, and resources gather around you like moths drawn to flame. This magnetic attraction operates continuously without your conscious effort, for you have become the embodiment of prosperity itself. The ancient truth reveals itself fully. Abundance pursues those who no longer chase it. By releasing the energy of seeking and settling into the frequency of already having, you transform from hunter to hunted. Wealth now tracks you with the same persistence you once used to track it, bringing your journey full circle to effortless prosperity. The Master's Presence Practice. Move through each moment with complete knowing that success actively seeks you out, like a river flowing inevitably toward the sea. Feel abundance pursuing you with the same certainty that dawn follows night, drawn irresistibly to your perfectly aligned frequency. In your interactions, Your business dealings, even your casual encounters, allow money and opportunities to flow to you naturally, without strain or effort, as effortlessly as leaves drift on an autumn breeze. Maintain the calm certainty that prosperity cannot help but find you, for you have become the perfect vibrational match for infinite wealth. Your energy signature broadcasts this truth to the universe with crystal clarity, creating an irresistible beacon for abundance in all its forms. Watch as synchronicities multiply around you, as chances for expansion appear unbidden, as wealth gravitates toward you with magnetic intensity. Let this knowing permeate every cell of your being until you feel abundance chasing you with unstoppable momentum. Like a shadow that cannot be separated from its source, prosperity now follows your every step, responding to the unwavering signal of your aligned consciousness. In this state of perfect resonance, you need only be still and allow the universe's boundless gifts to seek you out, knowing with unshakable faith that all good things now pursue you with divine determination. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. Conclusion. As you close this sacred text, you carry within yourself the ancient knowledge that money is but energy, seeking harmony with its own nature, and you have become the perfect resonance for its endless flow. The transformation that began with your first glimpse of money's true frequency nature has culminated in your complete embodiment of abundance consciousness, forever changing you from seeker to magnet, from student to master of wealth's timeless laws. You now understand that the journey through these chapters was never about learning to attract money, but about remembering your true nature as abundance itself, allowing this recognition to transform every aspect of your financial experience. Where once you struggled to manifest prosperity, now you simply allow it to flow through your perfectly aligned consciousness, watching as opportunities and resources naturally gravitate toward your magnetic presence. The practices you have embraced, the parables you have absorbed, and the frequency you have cultivated will continue working within your consciousness, creating ever-expanding circles of prosperity that bless not only your own life but all those whose lives you touch. Each story has planted seeds of wisdom that will continue growing. Each practice has strengthened your abundance frequency, and each teaching has awakened deeper layers of your inherent prosperity consciousness. And go forward knowing that you are forever changed, forever aligned with abundance's flow, and forever capable of creating wealth through the simple power of being who you truly are, a magnificent expression of the universe's infinite abundance, made manifest in human form. The magnetic force you have become will only grow stronger as you move through life embodying these timeless principles, drawing success and prosperity to you with the same natural ease that flowers draw sunlight. You stand now as a living testament to the transformative power of aligned consciousness, ready to experience the miraculous flow of abundance that seeks those who understand and embody its true nature. Your journey of awakening to money's spiritual essence has brought you full circle, from one who chased prosperity to one whom prosperity now eagerly pursues. Thank you for letting these words land in your field. If they resonated, pass the current forward. Share this with someone who's still chasing, still doubting, still forgetting. Your ripple of remembrance could be their awakening. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.